Good morning, good morning, good morning. Kalimera. Kalimera, my agents. How are you today? Today, we're going to do a little things a little bit earlier today. I've got a few things coming up, so I need to do this a market update a bit early. So I assume a lot of people are still sleeping. Right, and let me let's say chart what happened yesterday. Let's go straight away into the chart here. Right, let's bring the music back up to kill the silence. Just a little bit, not to be annoying. Here we are. Nice. Right. Okay. Now, what Bitcoin did yesterday, that was the area that we're paying attention yesterday, right? And I said that if you find nice support, it's good for you to go up and continue to the upside, okay? And also, when we had the US Open yesterday, that, pushed the price way further up, which is nice, right? So US Open was very positive, very bullish. It pushed the price up, and we passed the market 108, okay? That was really nice. And when the US market finished, closed to say, right after midnight, my local time, look what happened. Everything just went all the way back, right? And Asia really pushing the price to the downside, okay? So, go to the 90 minutes. It was picking up nicely, a little bit too fast, so to say, right? And after midnight, which is after the US session, the market just went all the way down. So they took all the profits, reaching what was the maximum? 108,981, almost 109. Okay, almost, just barely touch 109, and all of a sudden it goes all the way down. Okay, and it found, let's say, a little bit of support, 106. You see how fast it went all the way down, right? 106, and trying to push up a little bit. There's a lot of momentum, there's a lot of imbalance. It's trying to push up, however, it still has momentum to the downside, so it fails to stay above 107. So there's no support at 107, and the price continues to come down, and perhaps we're going to find support back to 106.6, right? That means we have a support here, we've got support here, and there's a possibility that we're going to come back, try to, let's say, bring into calibration to balance, right? That bounce, maybe it's going to come down here to 106.6. Overall, I mean, yeah, it looks good. Okay, I mean, we want to be, not falling really low to 105. The negative thing about it is that we have a high, so to say, above 109. Okay, the downside, not the negative, but let's say the downside. And we can see that the price fall under 109, and never, it did not manage to even touch it and break through, right? So you have a technical, a high and a low high. Now, let's talk a little bit about the news, right? We've got news. Within the night, USA left early from the G7 because there's a G7 meeting going on, right? And United States president announced that he's leaving early from the meeting, the G7 meeting. So he just went for the first day and he left. He's not going to stay for the second and third day. And he said that he's going to the Situation Room, which means he's going back, heading to the United States. The G meeting was taking place in Canada, so it's quite close. So he's going back to the United States and heading for the White House. When a president calls a meeting to the Situation Room, is not pretty. So in other words, in the United States, let's say they're considering to take part attacking Iran. So things escalate in Iran. And also I've read that United States issue a warning that the Iranians should leave the capital. That is not a pretty message. Right? So, tough times. Okay, so that is going to create another domino effect. And as I said, it is not a direct hit on crypto. It's going to be indirect. The markets are shaking. And look at that. Remember what I said, that after June of 2025, we need to be a little bit careful, right? Obviously, I wasn't talking about wars. I was talking that we're going towards the end of the cycle. And that war now, it's not going to be pretty on the markets, right? Especially when the United States is going to get involved. That is going to be... right, it's going to be a challenge. Okay, let's put it that way. It's going to be a challenge. However, I don't want you guys to panic, okay? I don't want you to feel FUD and start, abandon. No, we just go level by level. We just need to monitor our, very closely our levels, okay? Which means on the bigger tokens like Bitcoin, you're going to have the key levels, you're going to have the breakdowns, and you're going to have the second breakdowns, and you're going to monitor these levels, right? The G levels are accurate, so they have served us very, very well, right? And there is no reason why we should not trust it, okay? And it's not about the G levels, trusting the G levels, it's about us making quick actions at the right timing. That's all it is, okay? Now, it's 8:36 my local time. I'm 1 hour, let's say, early. So we are still currently inside the European session. Speaking of which, let me bring up a website just to give you an idea with the clocks. Here we are. Okay, so you can see that I am just after the lunch break in Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Singapore. Okay, Tokyo is just about to close in 20 minutes. Okay, we'll still have Shanghai for at least an hour and 20 minutes. Hong Kong even further. It goes all the way up to 11 o'clock my local time. My local time is 8:37 right now. And the last one is going to be Singapore, which is going to be midday. Right? And we got, just under 2 hours, 1 hour and 20 minutes for the Europe to wake up. Here it is the Forex, the currencies. You can see that yesterday was, this is the 1 month chart, and you can see that lately, that uptrend is going kind of flat. Daily, look at that. It was a little bit higher and it came down within the night, right? This is after midnight, so this is today. So you can see that during the night it went all the way down, pushing a little bit higher, a little bit aggressive. You can see here after 6 o'clock was pushing further up, and that can we can see that on the charts on Bitcoin, that Bitcoin, this is when it dropped dramatically. This is when we started dropping since 12 o'clock, so everything was dropping. Bitcoin was dropping, currencies was dropping, and now the currencies are turning around, kind of, right? But we've seen the effect that Bitcoin took a hit. Okay, now ideally I want to make sure that I don't lose 106.6. Okay, that's the last resort. I want to see support here. We've seen support yesterday, a nice support here. Look at that, strong, let's say abundant wick to the downside, right? So it pushed the price up twice. Okay, we've got two strong wicks. It did not manage to stay above 107 and 4, okay, or 107.5. It's up to you how you want to call it. It's trying. We can see these lovely wicks that it's trying to push up. Two things can happen. Either we're going to get rejected, come back to 106, or it's going to get pushed a little bit, right, and stay a little above 107.5. We're going to see this a little bit later today and see how Asia is going to close. Now, and I know there's a lot of people will be a little bit upset because they took some nice positions, right, from yesterday that we called it that, Bitcoin's moving. We've seen that the US market really pushed. You can see that it created a cluster, which means you cannot go any further up. You see a smaller button wick there, right on the 45 minutes, and start dropping. If someone did not take profits, and now they're going to wake up this morning and they're going to see that the market is really turned back and turn around where we started, people will be gutted. I get this. That's why it's important when we say that, make sure that you see the key levels. You see it got rejected just before touching the key level, and take profits. You lose one G level, just close a trade. Not touching a G level, right, is okay, but coming down and losing support, that is a different story. You need to cut that early, okay? It's easy for me always I say that, I'm not trying to, upset you guys. I'm not trying to play smart here. It's always easy for someone to come the day after to tell you, oh, look at that, you lost a G level. That was the right time for you to take, close your trade and take profits. I'm not that stupid, and I'm not treating you with that kind of attitude. And I respect you, and I know that you have your own intelligence and IQ. You know what to do. Okay, it's just an observation. I'm not telling you, oh, you should have done this or you have done that. While you are, timing is very crucial. If you haven't trade open during the night and you want to go to sleep, make sure you have your stop losses and TP in place in case that the market is going to move what you're not going to be watching. You need to have a stop loss and TP while you're planning anyway, okay? But just need to be, let's say, before you move away from the charts, make sure that you fine tune your stop loss and TP. Make sure you make a deal with yourself and say, hey, if that goes in the best case scenario to the upside, I'm going to be happy to have a TP here, and I'm not going to cry tomorrow if the price continue. I'm going to be happy with that profit. Okay, there's no way for you to know if it's going to continue or not, so you need to make sure that a level, find a key level that you're going to be happy with the profits when you're going to wake up in the morning. Okay, and also you need to consider the negative side. Okay, when it's going to come down to my stop loss, where is the invalidation point that I don't want to be involved in that trade, to be trapped if the price is going to continue going down. Okay, fine tune this before you walk away from the charts, and make sure that you're going to be happy in both scenarios. It is very crucial. Okay, once you make that deal with yourself, you're going to be just fine. You're going to wake up, and then either you're going to be very happy that you have extra cash on your account, or you're going to be happy again that the market, for some XYZ reason that you have no control over, it dumped and you're out of it. You're not trapped. It's not in a negative, hurting in a way that is going to really make you very hard emotionally, and for you to work harder to recover. Right, okay. Enough of preaching and talking, and let's go down to the charts. Let's have a look a little bit on the Monday ranges. Here we are. Let's go to the daily. It's Tuesday today, so let's mark the Monday range. So let me get this yellow out of the way. You see, we never printed anything lower. However, we did print higher. So let's update the Monday range. Let's mark it more correctly. Template, Monday range, there it is. All my labels are ready-made. Don't waste my time at all. Move a little bit to the right. Okay, this is a daily. You don't want to go too far. And then come back to 45, 90 minutes. It's up to you which time frame you're watching, you're observing. There it is. This is our Monday high. Okay, and it went all the way down to, what is that? That's line. It's a weekly line. Okay, this is my weekly high. This is weekly low. So we hit the weekly mid line 50%, and it's bouncing off, trying to go up, and let's see if we're going to stay above the Monday mid. Okay, go down to smaller time frame 15. You can see a little bit more clear action on the smaller time frame. Deviation under the 50 of the weekly, 50% of the weekly comeback, found support. Now it's trying to push up. The question is, are we going to stay above the Monday 50%? So if we're going to see Asia closing above the Monday 50%, there is a possibility that today we're going to see a price moving up. If the news is going to be a little bit, in the negative in the US, and US is going to get involved in Iran, which looks like it, okay, by Trump announcing that he's going back to the United States and to the Situation Room, that means they're going to have pretty decent talks with the generals and critical people, operations, missions, defense, attacks, you name it, even supporting. So yeah, that it's a turn. And also what's going to happen with the oil, we spoke about that yesterday. It's not looking pretty. So that is for today. So don't panic. It's going to be, we're going to take it day by day, right? I am right now inside the Asia session. So we see action taking in place. So the price is going a little bit lower. Let's see if we're going to get, let's say, defended by the Monday mid. Okay, this is what we're going to wait and see what's going to happen. Let me make sure that everything is locked. Don't drift. Here we are. So let's move on the higher time frame. Once again, let me move that a little bit to the right. I can move that price tag out of the way. We don't need it. Okay, and I can leave that as well. Remove it. Once again, we've seen that we got rejected. Okay, on 109. This is a weekly time frame anyway, but this week is the first time. This is a weekly candle. It's Tuesday today, so it's a fresh candle. So in that candle, you see that it touched 109, just a little bit burning, and rejection. Right, first rejection, second rejection. That is not even measured as a rejection. Third rejection, and now it's the fourth rejection. Now, ideally, if the market wants to move, okay, that usually markets move with their own beat, right? They don't wait for the news to come out. It looks like that it's holding, okay, between the golden range, above the golden range, and the previous all-time high that we cannot break above. No candles closing above 109 and 140. So we stuck between 104, 392, 104.4, and 109, 100 and 140. Okay, this is where we got stuck. Okay, we got stuck. So to say, it's accumulation. Okay, now the 7 days is looking very promising. Look at that. It's even getting closer for a cross up. That is very, very bullish. 15 days, still looking good. 30 days, still looking good. The 45 days, remember yesterday that we saw a turn? Look at that. 45 days is on his way back down. Okay. Now, according to the 45 day and the 60 day, a bit slow down here. That's good. We'll see. But according to 45s and 60 days, we're still inside the bearish divergence. Okay, remember that. That's why the 45 and 60 days is a kind of indicator for me that I said, guys, in June, which is after the first 6 months, the semester that is going to be over from 2025, we need to be a little bit cautious. It's already we heading in the bearish divergence, okay? But this divergence is going to take some time to play out, okay? So I'm going to be my hours watching out in July and maybe give a few months, right? Maybe 2 months, 3 months, maybe if wants to do a spike, okay? Now, how many walls kicking off left, right, center, that's not going to help. Okay, I know this. It's not going to help. Okay, so are we going to reach 122? I don't know. Man, I don't know. I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm trying to be, have a logic. Doesn't matter what my heart wants. I'm trying to bring a logic and trying to see, what the world around is happening. Okay. Yes, the market has its own heartbeat, so to say, but you still have traders, you still have retailers, you still have institutions. If things are going to kick off in the war, that means, right, that the market, the people, they're going to force closing trades, stop longing, taking profits, maybe reversing. The market is not going to look good. It's not going to be green if America is going to get engaged into a war. Okay. Now, America is not going to be the one that is going to take the heat, so to say. Okay. It's the one that is going to attack. If America is going to attack, the markets can be a little bit, let's say, consolidation, or a little bit pullback. If America gets attacked, this is when you're going to see the market start bleeding. Okay. Now, how is going to get attacked? Well, I said that once again back in time, that the first period of the United States with a new president, let's say the first year, everything's going to be fine. I'm very worried that after a certain time, let's say in the second year, we're going to have that phenomena that the rest of the world will have a heat towards America. And as I said before to you guys, is I feel that once again this religion kind of driven war is going off. Right now we're talking about nuclear weapons, yes, but look what is happening. It's the West trying to attack the East, right? So it's like the Christians trying to attack the Muslims, right? It's Iran, the Muslims, right? So it's very sad. I don't like it at all, right? As I said, I'm a Greek Orthodox, but I'm a Christian, but I want to leave people alone and have their own beliefs, right? I have my own beliefs, and I'm not going to change. They have their own beliefs. There's no reason for them to change, right? See it as a normal human being. They were born in Iran, okay? Why these people are going to be Christians? Iran was always Muslim country. You understand what I mean? These guys that happen to get born in Iran, obviously they're going to speak Iranian, that's their language, and they're going to have their own belief. That, for thousands of years they have that kind of belief. That's how life is, right? I was born in Greece. It's, it just happened that I was born in Greece and I'm Greek and I speak Greek. Right? If someone is, born in England, he's English. And he's going to speak English, right? And he's going to have his own beliefs. Whatever the background that he has. Because England is multicultural. I know it's Christians, Catholics. The Christians, they have the Church of England, etc. But also, there's multiple courts of the Commonwealth. They have multiple faiths in there as well. They've got Hindus, they've got Muslims, they've got, So, you can't really, nowadays, I'm not going to be the one, trying to change people's religion. If they're asking about my religion, I'll be more than happy to explain, right? And, stand up with my beliefs. But I'm not going to go there and change somebody else's belief, right? That's not me. I'm trying to work towards freedom and leave people alone with their own will and freedom, right? God gave them, even my God, so to say, gave the man, the humans, gave people the will, the free will, so they can do whatever they like, okay? In the end of the day. That's what my Bible says. So, end of story here. I don't want to, cut it a little bit loose. But, I'm just a bit sad that nowadays in, 2025 now, we're having wars because of religion based, driven. Why? For God's sake. Let's focus on, a better human quality life, okay? Stop the nonsense. Right, okay, cool. Look at that. Let's go to the CME gaps. Very close. Look at that. Let me take out the candles. I'm just a bit sad, guys. I'm sorry about this today. Every day is a good day, but it's a bit sad when see people are getting killed and yeah, I know things must have happen. I understand. If you need to resolve an issue, you need to act, and sometimes these actions are not nice. Right, okay, I'm updating here the CME gaps. We've got plenty of CME gaps here, so let me drag these guys out here. They've been forgotten, so to say. Alright, so this is the outstanding CME gaps. We've got plenty of CME gaps below. We have got one CME gap above, which is 109 and 160. Almost close, but we did not mitigate that one, okay? We only mitigate that little guy down here, which was 105 and 345 or 350. So the price is going down. Let's see if it's going to attack the 107. I hope not, but we never know. Right, Ethereum, look at that. It was pushing really nicely away from 2,500. It broke 2,625, but once again it did not find support, and unfortunately, look at that lovely nice retest, pushing up, get inside the imbalance. What did we say yesterday? That it's going to go after this imbalance, it will get influence. But that is a kind of influence, but not that much. Okay, I was expecting that it's going to come back and try to find support, but no. Bitcoin dropped, the news dropped, the bombs are dropping all night long. So things are going down. It's pushing up, but it got rejected in 2,625, and then it's coming down. So let's see where we're going to find support. Are we going to find this common ground here as a support? I hope. And then let's see what is going to happen next. Okay, so we've got another high here. Okay, but this is a high, this is a low, and this is a new high with a question mark, and is this going to be a lower high? Okay, this is not really good news. Okay, seriously. It's not going to go one go. Yes, we're going to have some pullbacks, but we're not finding supports. So let's hope that ETH is going to stay above 2,500. Okay, I'm not negative today, I'm not bearish, I'm just a little bit in a thinking state. I'm on thinking what is going to happen next, how US is going to take, what kind of actions they're going to take. Okay, I'm just a little bit curious. So there it is. Once again, deviation inside the range, and now it's trying to, let's hope that it's going to stay out of the range. Okay, let's see if we're going to find support above that range, old range that we have here. Okay, look at that. So let's hope that we're going to find support and trying to push up to our bigger range. You see, it failed to stay above the 50% of that big range, and it's coming down. It got kicked off from the 50% of that old range. We are targeting that range right now, so let's hope it's looking like it's losing that top of the range. Right, it could bounce from here, but let's see if it's going to reclaim. Okay, let's give it some time. Asia is trying to close. We've got a few hours for Asia to close. Right, okay, that is it about ETH, right? And ETH against Bitcoin, you can see, it was overperforming Bitcoin, then both stopped performing. They're going sideways, and then ploops, it went down. Right, so others, let's have a look what is happening with the let's say with the altcoins. Okay, so altcoins yesterday, some of them pushed to the positive, but you can see here that the altcoins are not overperforming Bitcoin. Okay, that doesn't mean because that chart is going down that the alts will go down. It's telling you that they cannot catch up the rhythm of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is moving further either direction, okay, more faster better than the alts. The alts are failing to follow. Okay, so be careful with when you're watching others. Remember, you're comparing others against Bitcoin. Okay, so it is not a directional, oh, that is going down, that means alts are going down. No, it's telling you this is not altcoin season. It's telling you that the alts are underperforming against Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is a primary mover. The alts doing less. Okay. Ethereum dropped, Pepper dropped. Okay, look at that. We were talking yesterday that we claimed a G level, we lost it once again. Okay, came back to these common grounds, right? This area, we came back to these areas. Let's hope that the whole market is going to turn around. Let's hope. Okay, Pepper still in a downtrend. Okay, it's trying to give us sometimes like hopium. Okay, but do not ignore the facts. This is a high, a low high, a low high, possibly another low high. The lows, a little bit, lately they're holding, but, it came from lower lows, low lows. This is equal lows, triple bottom. If the things, if the news, let's say that Iran, they're going to come with a deal, they're going to cut the deal with US, and then there's no escalation, there is a possibility that we're going to see turning around. And obviously I'm a stronger believer that if there's no war, let's say, starting, because we do have now Israel attacking Iran, if that is going to stop and US is not going to escalate and they're going to come with a deal, and then there's not going to be more bombings left, right, center, then maybe we're going to see the markets responding positively. AVAX, well, there's not a big reason for me to go through all the altcoins. Okay, Bitcoin dropped, everything dropped. Okay, so focus on the Bitcoin. Have a little bit, go down to 50 minutes and observe your G levels, what Bitcoin is going to do, and maybe if you want to see in Ethereum what it's going to do. Okay, this is the two charts that I will be watching, and now and then do not forget the cash flow. Okay, so we got Bitcoin trying to push up, T1, T3, you see the numbers here, and also have a look on Dixie, what Dixie is going to do. Okay, especially today that they have the let's say the meetings in the United States, in the White House. We need to see how Dixie is gonna react. That's it for me, guys. Nice and short. I don't want to keep it very, very long. Okay. I'm sorry that today is not going to be live. I miss you chatting and have a nice conversation, guys, here. I'm going to keep it here nice and short, 30 minutes. Yeah, go level by level, guys. Level by level. Follow the structure. Make sure you understand the structure. Are we breaking towards the upside, or are we breaking towards the downside? Follow the structures. Are we creating high highs, or are we creating lower lows? Okay, on your time frame, focus. Get your focal points right. Make sure that you take action on the sessions. It doesn't matter if it's going to be EU session, or it doesn't matter if it's going to be US session. When things are moving, take advantage of it. It doesn't matter the direction, you can trade both ways. Okay, but just make sure you catch the right direction. Okay, you can use the spaghettis to see if someone is moving. You can see the RSI heat maps for you to see who is moving. You can use all these lovely websites that we have our research call, and you can see what's going to happen. I don't want to go too much into details like, trying to see what's going to happen, what other people say and talk. I want to stay out of the rumors. I want to stay focused on the chart and me taking action from the charts, because the chart is a real-time teller. The story, the storyteller, the real-time storyteller is happening on the markets. Okay, sometimes big news, if you can understand one kind of psychology is going to create that news, okay, you can front run a little bit the market. So if the news is going to come out that US is going to attack, maybe you're going to see, the price coming down. If someone's going to get attacked, Israel or United States or any United States interest somehow gets attacked, so to say, disturbed, do see the markets that they're going to move, okay, and just catch the wave and trying to ride the wave as long as it lasts. So that's it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching that market update, even recorded, and I'll catch you on later. Okay, I'm going to catch you on later. So take care, be safe out there. Don't engage emotionally. Go with the numbers, go with the levels. Okay, level by level, you got the levels, you got the breakdowns. There is no reason for you to get confused or scared or panicked or FOMO or FAD. None of that. Okay, business as usual. You go level by level, mark your focus points, and if something's breaking out, catch it. Okay, simple as that. Right, ladies and gentlemen, every day is a good day. Remember this, every day is a good day. You trying to see your surroundings as positive as possible, okay, and trying to make the best for yourself and your family. That's what matters. This is your circle, okay. And what's happening around the world, very little we can control, okay. So trying to do the best for you and your family, your loved ones, and let's hope that better days are going to come, right? And we need to be independent, right? Strong and independent. That's what matters. Right, that's it for me. I'll see you later. Take care. Have a good day.